Good morning, everybody. It is Tammy coming to you live from my office. A lot less giggly than I was yesterday, for sure and for certain. So, as you jump on here this morning, do me a favor. I would like 10 of the cookies. That has not happened, sweetheart. Good morning, good morning, good morning, Dennis. Yes, I have not had an edible this morning, so I'm going to be okay. I'm going to be okay. I promise. Okay, so I just wanted to check. I got some orders coming in this morning. We are getting very close to our Munchie of the Month giveaway, but this morning is all about waking and baking. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So we're about 8 away from being able to do the drawing for the free Munchie of the Month box. So if you've not claimed your Munchie of the Month box, make sure you do that. We've got about 6 more days to get that done. And then we will because we are, I don't know what I was saying, but I got all this stuff going on this morning. You have great, thank you. I have been up and moving since about 7 this morning. Been up since about 5, just laid in bed and like refused to get my ass out of bed. Like I was like in that bed going, no. And finally my body was like, you can lay here and hurt, or you can get up and start moving around. So I got up and started moving around. I cleaned the refrigerator out this morning. I have unloaded and loaded the dishwasher and ran all the dishes from the refrigerator. The other day I had made a turkey and I put everything together for the innards for pot pies. Like that's what I do with all of my leftover turkey. And that's really great to have in the freezer for like you forgot to lay something out, or you're out and about and your husband needs to cook something, or it's just one of those nights where our days you want something for lunch that's just something you can pop in the oven. I love to do like don't lose wastovers, don't waste leftovers, don't lose wastovers. Don't waste leftovers. And made some turkey pot pies, right? Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Hello, Dennis Casey. Hello. I'm not sure who that is. It does not have permission to use your name. So please give StreamYard permission to use your name. So we are talking about Wake and Bake. And since I've been up early, I did have something that kind of came in this morning. And we'll see if we get on that topic or we talk about something else, because you know how we do. But as you jump on here today, please do me a favor. Please say hello. It's more fun with friends. Say hello and tell me where you're watching from. We are also going to do a wheel decide this morning. We're going to give away some stuff. We have 1 through 101 and the wheel decide, and I'm going to do that now. Wheel decide for you. So I put the numbers in, then I'm going to spin the wheel, and then whatever number it is, whoever's on that line, they're going to get something free. For being the 3 and 400. So Heather John's got the 300 giveaway. I owe someone the 400 giveaway. Good morning. As you can see, whoever just said that, it just says Facebook user, as this one does. If you notice, it says, please give StreamYard permission to see your name. That just allows me to be able to see you in the chat. So you can give them permission. I would really appreciate it. They're not spammy and all that kind of good stuff. But like I said, I got up this morning. I was up since like 5. I wouldn't get out of the bed till at 7. I got up at 7, unloaded and loaded the dishwasher, cleaned the refrigerator out, put the pot pies together, pulled the run sheet for this morning, and then had a bunch of texting and things like that. I was procuring some raw material for the weekend. Yay! Oh, I love it so much. Look, I can actually see your picture and I can see your face. So I love it. Why did I do that? This is not what I wanted it to do. Like I said, I've been texting and getting some things done, going to get some new raw materials this morning. I have some very premium, high grade things coming in this weekend from the Southwestern Virginia. I'm super excited about it. Not really, like, I guess the Piedmont Valley. So we've got some Gorilla Glue going to be on tap this week. We've got some other fun stuff. I got a whole pound of something coming that I got to get the name of. It's a sativa. Good morning, Melanie. I have really connected with a new set of some different growers, and I'm pretty excited about the opportunity to kind of like get some new stuff in, right? I am excited about it, and I'm looking forward to continuing to work and partner with growers, I guess, until harvest season comes around, and then we'll be good to go, right? And then we'll be farm to table. These are all like I'm really excited to meet some new people. I've really kind of started expanding my network, and it's been interesting the amount of people who are in my corner, and I am just blessed, be it from you who watch my lives. Maybe you just watch my lives. Maybe cannabis is not your thing and you just watch my lives and you give it a like or you post something funny, but you've never, ever, 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 and will never, ever, ever at this point try an edible, right? But you're here for it. And I appreciate you for that. I appreciate you for that. For those of you that are here for it and you love the edibles and you eat them up and they work for you, then I am forever grateful for you, because you don't understand, like, working with me versus going to the dispensaries and grabbing those big box stores, like those big companies that just use distillate and they don't care about the end result. They're just trying to make a dollar off of you, and you choose me over them. I appreciate you too. You're the real MVPs. You are the lifeblood of my business, and I don't know what I would do without you. And speaking of that, I do want to talk about networks. And then there's also those of you who are partnering with me to either help me in some shape, fashion, or form, whatever service you provide that kind of goes along. You are here for it. And I am very grateful that you find me as someone you would want to partner with and work with, because it makes a lot to me. She says, I am taking a caramel and cutting it in half. I don't do coffee every morning, so I'm just letting it melt under my mouth after breakfast. Just wanted to make sure it was okay to do that. Yes, yes, yes. So, Tracy, you can eat the caramel like a Werther's. Just put it in your mouth and eat a caramel. Like, I'll just eat a caramel sometimes. Like, I don't always put them in my coffee. I do drink coffee every day, but I don't always want caramel in my coffee. Like, some days I just want my things in my coffee, and I will start with other ways to dose, right? And 100% for sure, it is completely fine to eat them. However, some people just eat caramels. Like, my husband just eats caramels. Like, he eats them like he would a Werther's or anything else. Like, that's just a piece of candy for him. So no, that's completely fine. It's like anything else. Like, whatever works for you, it's yours. Do what you want to with it. Like, it's yours. Play with it how you want to, right? But speaking of partnering, right? Speaking of partnering with me, I have gotten the design for the t-shirt, right? I have gotten the design for the t-shirt. Dropped our caramels in some Starbucks this morning. Yes, like it's delicious to do that. It's just an easy way to take it discreetly. So a lot of people use it on the commute to work and then in the office in the morning, and it's just a very easy way. I don't know what these things keep popping up as. It's like bomb red. If y'all see these things and anybody here tries to contact you that's not me, please let me know so I can block them out. And Allison, I'm not saying that's what you're doing. It could have been something else, but I don't want any kind of trolls or spam in here. And if we see that, please help me combat it, because I'm so busy sometimes I can't look. But talking about t-shirts, right? So let me ask y'all a question. I need y'all to comment below. Number one, yes or no, do you want a t-shirt? Yes, if you're like, I'm for it, I want a t-shirt. 1,000,000%. I want to rock some Elevated Edibles t-shirts. Yes, something on the way over, LOL. So if you're somebody who is going to like 100% be down for grabbing a t-shirt when they're available, let me know, because here's the story I want to tell you. I have two things we'll talk about today. Number one, it's shop local and partnering local, right? Shop local and partnering with local people. So number one, I am trying to find as much local within like 100-mile radius, because there's some resources that you just got to go within 100 miles. Because I have resources at the beach. I have resources in Southwest Virginia. I have resources in Richmond. I have resources here. I have resources towards like North Carolina and Clarksville area. So when I say local, I mean within like the state, within 100 miles probably, right? So one of the reasons why I have not gotten a lot of t-shirts, like I got this mocked up just on Canva for Red Night. I have one. I just wanted to get one in hand. They would have it here in like a day. I overpaid for it. I know I did, whatever, right? For one t-shirt. Now, the local company that I want to use, just like everything else, y'all, just because gas prices, everything else. So the local company who I have been waiting 100% to utilize their services to make the shirts, okay? Just like everybody else, they can't compete with the online vendors. I can go to one of those mass t-shirt printing companies online and I can get costs down of those shirts. Okay. To practically, we can, it's, here's the difference, right? If we go to an online bulk printer and we don't shop local here, because I'm just being honest, it's just what one costs me is what's going to cost you for all the things. So if you are okay with paying $25 a shirt, where you can go with a local company. If you're like, I'm not going to pay $25 for your shirt, I'd rather spend $20 on a shirt, it's $5 difference, right? So if you're willing to pay $25 for a t-shirt, we're going to go ahead and order from the local company and get them going. His price is just what it is right now with the cost of doing business. And he says he's getting beat up by online, and he understands. He bowed out of he bowed out of the running. He's like, I know I can't compete with the stores online. He says, and it's really killing me. He just said, I get it. I know. And I was like, well, stop, because I waited this long because I wanted to support your business and it matters to me. But all I can do is ask, because I don't want to be upside down and spend money that I don't have, right? I don't have the money to spend unless people want the shirts. Then they're not meant for me to make any money off of. My plan is with the t-shirts is to be able to have them pay for themselves and put the deposit down on the next marketing thing, right? The next set of t-shirts, or the next rolling trays, or the next, whatever the next marketing, lighters, poker tokers. I was going to get a bunch of these made. Whatever, the need is. So I wanted that to be able to, like, marketing to pay for marketing, right? For all of the t-shirts and stuff to pay for themselves. So if we go with a local company, it's going to be $25 a shirt. They're going to be navy blue with the blue, just like this, right? And that's what we can do for $25. If they're going to be from like the big box t-shirt store, we can do them for $20, and we can do it either way. And he understands. Like, he says, whatever way works, I get it. I still wanted to put it in your hands, right? And I know that's kind of like, you can message me later. That way you're going to be like the asshole. If you're like, I'm not paying 25, I'll pay 20. It's just, here's the thing. I believe in being authentic and real and just being honest, right? Just being honest. And that's the honest to goodness truth, right? His prices are higher because he's local and he's not getting the same bulk as exactly. I love you, Melanie. I love that. I love that. I love that. Right. But not everybody feels that way, right? Some people just shop a price, and I get it because he's getting pressed on price. I know that y'all are as well. But I just really wait. I said, I could have ordered this months ago when I had the logo, if I wasn't waiting for you and your company to give me the price, right? And I don't want to not support them because they're customers of mine. They referred people. I love you all. I love all of y'all, right? Price doesn't matter. Easiest way to promote, and we need decals. Yes, we do need decals. We need all the things, right? So I am going to go ahead and tell the company, Mountain Creek Signs, that we're going to go with them, right? That we're going to go ahead and get things rolling, get this ball rolling. So t-shirts will be available. If you definitely want one, please drop me in the private message, and I'll actually put a spot on the order form, I think, for edible, like a t-shirt, and I'll put the sizes available, like, so you can pick your size if that works for everybody, and we'll just go in that route. They're all going to be navy blue to start with. I'm going to get one batch of the same color of just these, and then what we'll do is we will go into the different designs on the back with like the birds of a feather and things like that. So I will let him know that we are all for going with the local company, and that's all I could do is bring it to y'all. And he had this is what I'm going to talk about today, right? And if you, here we go. I understand if you don't, we voted, you're in. We are going with you. Okay, so that's what we're going to do, right? We're going to go ahead and go with the local company. And that's what I wanted to do. Like, that's all I can do is bring it to y'all because we are a grateful fed community, right? I am here to serve you. So I don't leave a whole lot of things to the imagination, right? Sometimes I'm like, it's a treat, and I tease y'all on the treat boxes, but when you see them, you see them. But the honest to goodness truth is that I'm here to serve you. You are the Grateful Fed community, and it is my job to give the people what they want, right? And so the best way that I can give you what you want is simply to ask. I read that book, The Four Agreements, right? And it was like, don't assume anything. I can't assume that I know what you want. Just like I assumed that we would not need any more pineapple upside down cakes. I was incorrect, right? I was incorrect. So pre-orders are available. I'm going to have a batch of those going out today, honestly. So I know that Brittany, Dragia, Adrian, and Michelle, you're all getting I know that you're going to get yours today because they're paid for and done. And everything else with your order is ready to go. So if you would like pineapple upside down cupcakes, they are on the order form as pre-orders. And again, you can still order your Munchie of the Month box until 10. But let's talk about, that's a good idea. He's going to include some stickers. See, and he's like, thank y'all so much for going with me. I really appreciate it, right? And I appreciate him. And here's what he's going to say. I wish I could do them cheaper for you because I don't want him to do them cheaper. I tell people all the time, you pay full price for Jordans, you can pay full price for me. I never once asked him to cut his prices because I don't expect him to lose money so that we can have t-shirts. It's not how business works, right? Business is business. You pay for things because you want the services, and you provide a good business services and people pay your prices. That's how I feel about it, right? He says, well, maybe we can include a few stickers with each shirt. How nice is that, right? We're going to have stickers. They're coming with your shirt. So $25 a shirt. They're going to go on the order forms today. I'm going to get them pre-ordered, and then I'm going to make an order and get those in. Hopefully they'll be in before April 1st, probably way before that. And I'll probably even put some of those in the elevated Easter baskets. So that's exciting. So there we go. We're going to have t-shirts. They're coming. Everything is good to go. Going to get some thumbs up, some hearts. Everybody's cool about that. So like I said, I don't assume. I ask what y'all want. But today, when I got up early, a couple of things. You know how I tell my little message. So today is about the divine masculine energy, right? Today is about that masculine energy that people tend to overlook and to discard sometimes. And this might be a touchy subject for some people, right? This might be a trigger warning. I don't like to say those words. But this morning, number one, I've dealt with a lot of male energy this morning. I've dealt with two growers. I've dealt with my t-shirt dude, dealt with my husband, and then I dealt with this video that really touched me, okay? And we're going to talk about some Hawaii stuff, right? Some hula, and it's called some halau or it's male hula. It's the men that do hula, and I had the name of it, and now I forget it. I'm gonna Google man hula, male hula. It's called a specific thing, and I want to get the words right. A male huldra, a hula dancer. No, that's not what it is. Hang on. It's a halal or something like that. Hang on a second. It's such a good story. So bear with me while I get the words right. Male hula dancer. Hula. Y'all. I'm guessing Google is male energy today too. No offense, guys. Male hula dancer name. That's what I'm looking for. Oh, what are they called? What are they called? What are male hula dancers called? What is a male hula dancer called? Okay, it's a specific name and it matters. This is not what I wanted to. Okay. I'm going to look at this. It's a whole story about this, and it's not what I wanted to do. And halal, H-A-L-A-U, hey, halal, right? And I watched this video this morning about the warrior spirit. A spirit is what it was called. And normally, it was some fine looking Hawaiian men and like the whole like shorter skirts with the headdress and the tattoos and the very fit bodies and exactly like the Adonis kind of idea of like just classical male attraction. Like what we have been conditioned to believe is the like, like the Moana, right? The what is a demigod? Like that kind of like rock kind of body, right? That like wow body. And I'm going to be honest, I'm just not somebody who like stops and like gawks. I'm just not one of those women. That's never been my thing. Like I'm going to like be drawn to a funny comedian and stop and watch that video quicker than I am that like cowboy in like the jeans doing when the sun goes like that. Like that's not me, but like a comedian who's like a funny guy is going to like way more like make me like, hey, how you doing? So it was odd that I stopped on this video, that this caught my eye enough to like click on it and listen to the words, not just watch the gyration, right? And it was one of those things where I'm like, well, apparently this is something I was supposed to see today, because it talked about, and they talked about the warrior spirit. They talked about how back in ancient Hawaiian civilization, right, in the ancient Polynesian culture, that the warriors, the tribal leader or the head king or whatever, would choose the warriors for battle from the men, the halau. They trained like warriors to tell the warrior story, because a hula is an interpretive dance of a story. Now, tell me in the comments, have you ever been to Hawaii or seen hula live? I have not. It has always been one of those things like, I want to go to Hawaii. There's some things I want to do in Hawaii. Number one, I want to go see Diamond Head. Like I want to go to the volcano. I want to do some like meditation up there. Now, do I want to walk all the way up that mountain? No, I do not. But I think I will after watching the video today. I'll tell you why in a second, right? Number two, I want to go to a real life luau, right? And it's going to be like the cheesy one that you get at the resort, I know, but it's going to be a luau. Now, would I prefer to go, like, say, at an Airbnb and find like a local people to like get high with and go to a luau and do drum circle? Hell yeah, I'm down for. But will I go to the one at the resort? Hell yeah, I will. And now my thing is all screwed up because the internet. Can y'all still hear me, or am I frozen? Because I see my screen is frozen. Okay, I'm back. I'm back. So I want to do a luau, right? I would love to learn how to surf. I want to see the North Shore. I want to go see all the shore breaks, the pipeline, and all that stuff. And I really, 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 really just want to spend some time like feeling the energy of Hawaii. Something about it just like, and I want to go to all the stuff that's like the Pearl Harbor stuff. Like I want to see all of that because my father-in-law is Navy, and I have a lot of Navy connections, so I want to go see that. Plus, I'm a big history buff. Big deal for me. But when you think of hula dancers, right, you think of the female hula dancers. But there's something about the grace and the beauty, right, of the hula, of the halau. And what they were talking about was that when they are doing the dance, to tell the warrior story, they have to train like a warrior, because they have to be able to put themselves into the story and have the movements and the strength when they're telling the story of the warrior, because they act out battles and things like that. So they actually, this modern day halau, this male hula troupe, actually like trains like they live like ancient halau and warriors. They talked about how he was sewing together his own headdresses. They were doing climbing trees and carrying rocks and being in the sand and doing all the things, because he said that, they honor the ancient way of doing things by training for the dance to be the warrior for their people. And, I thought about the interesting part of where in the world, this is about the male energy, right? Where in the world did we determine, and where do we get this conditioning? Because here's the thing, like these were male warriors, but they were also graceful. They also were well-spoken. They were also very gentle, and their movements were just as warrior-like as they were maiden-like. Just as like they felt like they could be gentle as well. And it was the embodiment of the fact that just because you have this warrior spirit doesn't mean that you have to go in and crush heads all the time, right? And I feel like we have been conditioned in this lifetime, in this day and age, that there are gender roles, that there are places and parts and things, and we separate. And I see all these TikToks and stuff where it's constantly about like women bashing men and men bashing women. And I keep getting frustrated with the world, and I keep looking around the energy of the world, and people want to know, like, why do you keep trying? Why do you keep spinning your breath? Because here's what I'm going to tell you. There's dark and there's light. And I saw some light today in that video. I saw the warrior spirit while they sewed headdresses, because it mattered how they looked as well as how they moved. The dedication to the art was unbelievable. And they went back to the way the ancients did it, right? The ancient men did it. And I thought about it, right? And I think, how much of the world is pitting black against white, gay against straight, trans against cisgendered, right? Man against woman, Asian against white, black, red, blue, Mexican, all the races against each other, right? All the races against each other. But what it really boiled, look at Russia and Ukraine, right? These people are the same people, just divided by an imaginary line. And that makes the difference, because there's crazy people in this world that want power, right? And when you think about warrior energy, you think about like conquering. And I didn't see conquering energy today, because here's the thing, right? When you're not just a warrior, when you're also graceful and you see the beauty in the world, and you can draw together your headgear or your bracelets, and you're putting together shells, and you're climbing a coconut tree in the most beautiful white sandy beaches overlooking the most crystal blue water, you see the beauty of the world. And before you want to be a warrior and destroy any of that, you want to find a peaceful solution to protect the place in which you live and the people that you love and the beauty in the world, right? And I'm going to tell y'all, I don't like to get onto political things. It's not my thing. We don't yuck anybody's yum. There's going to be no discussion about politics here, but I'm going to say this is about energy, right? It's about good versus bad, light versus dark. And here's what I'm going to tell you, right? It's like a magician, right? The people that are trying to keep you pitted against your neighbor are the people that you need to be concerned about, right? And I'm going to say this, I say this all the time. There's a story, there's an analogy of these red ants and these black ants. And they put them in a jar. And the red ants and the black ants, they live beautifully together. They go about their business. They do all of their activities. They live in harmony. If you take the jar and you shake the jar, they'll start attacking one another and killing one another, when they really should be looking at is who shucked the jar, right? So we don't need to be mad at our neighbor. It's not you versus me. It's not us versus them. It's the people who want to maintain power and control of the world, the dark energies of the world that want to maintain power because they're from the ego and from that personality place, right? In that dark place. They want to keep shaking the jar and letting us fight each other. Because if we're fighting each other, we're not looking at who's shaking the fucking jar, y'all. Stop fighting each other and look at who's shaking the jar. Look at who's causing the animosity, right? Look at who's causing the animosity. And it's not one, it's everybody. It's all of them. Everybody shaking the jar. Everybody who likes to keep shit stirred up, right? I am a no drama llama. I am a zero drama llama. But when I saw that today about that warrior spirit, I thought about it. I'm like, how different would the world be if that divine masculine energy, which is that was divine masculine energy, not just this like bravado. And here's the thing, you don't have to be have a penis or be a male identified person to have this toxic male toxicity. And it's not, there's also toxic feminine. There's also the toxic feminine, the gossipy, the catty, the throwing a fit, the I'm a girl, I shouldn't have to, all of that stuff, it just sucks to me. I feel like you should go out every single day and embrace the good, the bad, the ugly, right? All the pieces and parts of you. You should channel them into trying to be the very best version of yourself in that day, right? And I tell y'all, the reason that my menu is ever changing is because that's what I can offer you today. I'm going to offer you the best I can offer you today. And I'm going to live my life just for today. Every single day, I'm going to give what I've got. And what I have on Monday may be a lot different than what I have on Tuesday. But if I get up every day and make the promise to do the best that I can do, to do no harm, to live in positivity and gratitude, and be in the best way I can be, then that's all I can be. Y'all saw me a week ago, right? Some weeks beat you up worse than other weeks. I am tired this week. I am tired, right? Thank you. I love that. Thank you, Melanie. Melanie says that love and light, no judgment here. You're a great teacher and motivator. I, for one, can say you have helped me see things different way. You make me feel heard, important, and I learn so much more from the ways to see. I love that. And that's the thing, right? It's just looking at the world around you in a different way, right? Changing your perspective. Here's like my husband. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna call him out. My husband, y'all. Let somebody be out in public around us in some pajamas or some saggy pants or something that does not seem appropriate to my husband, to my 50-year-old husband. He will lose his mind and he will lose it. Why? I'm like, why does it bother you? Because it's like, why? They are not hurting you in any shape, fashion, or form. That might be the only clothes that person has, and they were able to get up and get to Walmart today. I'm not going to shame them if they're out and they're in public, right? That's the best they could do today. And if it wasn't the best they could do and they were just being lazy, then they deserve that. It's their life. It's not ours. They're not coming to our house and dressing us to go out. They're like, you have to put this on. It wasn't like they changed the dress code to you have to look like that to go out. That's what they chose to do. Stop letting that, if that should not affect your life. If that is the one thing today that you have to bitch about and be upset about, then you were just looking for a reason to be in a badass mood. That's how I feel about it. Right? If you see something on Facebook today that you don't agree with and it ruins your entire day and you spend your entire day in a heated discussion trolling that, then you need to check yourself. It is not the rest of the world. It is you. And I'm telling y'all, people love to create their own drama. They love to create their own, the world's fault, the sky is falling. But if you stop and we all try to change a perspective and see the world through the higher vibrating lens, to see the world through that ancient warrior spirit where there's more than one way, right? That he's a dancer, and the chief of the tribe is going to come choose the head dancer as to lead the warriors. Because to dance like a warrior, you have to train like a warrior, right? But when you dance, and you also have all of the traits of just the gracefulness and the thoughtfulness and the creativity and the beauty of the art. And if you live in that, if you're think about the artistic and the energy. And to me, like when that's my exercise. If I'm going to exercise, I'm going to go for a walk out in sunshine. And then some days when it's raining, I dance in the rain because I love to turn my music up. My husband, I forgot about the doorbell. He's like, "What were you dancing for?" I was like, "Oh, you saw that. I forgot about the ring doorbell." But I believe in wake and bake and shake. That's what and I do joyful movement with my body. And I know that even if I have zero rhythm and I'm just living the life, right? Same here. One of my daughters' had a boyfriend show up for a date. His pants were hanging to the my other half went and cut a piece of rope, put that boy's pant and put. See, and to me, that kid may not have been able to have a belt. That may have been his fashion style, and he's uncomfortable and he feels some kind of way. And we inserted ourselves into his life. It's not our job, right? It's not our job. Here's what I would do. I'm gonna be honest, because that my husband hates it. I'm like, it's not our place to care about it. It will stop him from his whole day. I'm like, why? Maybe he's looking at you. Look at that old man with them old white tennis shoes on looking like something. I'm like, that does not matter, right? Here's the thing. I tell my nieces, I'm like, you should respect yourself enough to the young men or the young ladies or whoever the person that you're attracted to, that you want to go out on a date, that they would present themselves to be well put together for your date. And if that to you is like whoop whoop, right? whoop, whoop, then that's your decision. I guarantee y'all, I grew up in the 80s, y'all. I grew up in crease cuff pants, bass shoes, two different color socks, added bead necklaces, big bangs. Tell me if y'all, the Coca-Cola shirts, all the things. My grandparents used to ask me how far I chased that idiot, a homeless person, to steal those clothes. I was like, I am styling and profiling. I thought I was hot stuff with my creep. I was like, what, is it going to be a flood? Why are your pants rolled up halfway up your leg? My grandmother said, why are you wearing, you can buy pedal pushers. I'm like, what are pedal pushers? She's like, and I was like, no. She's like, well, why are you rolling your pants up? Right? Why are you rolling your pants up? We had different styles, but what I'm getting at, right, is that with somebody else's choices are not affecting you, like I have to look at it, then don't look at it. Then turn your head, right? Then don't look at it. But stop letting that's the stuff that the media, right? That's the stuff that you're going to see. Put your pants up. That's the stuff that we've been conditioned to pay attention to versus the other crap that's happening in this world that matters, right? Look at every time that they shake the jar, the stuff that's happening at the top, that we're fighting each other. Who knows? I mean, there's World War III is starting because they shook the jar for some damn coronavirus. We're talking about masks, and World War III has started. There's a nuclear power plant on fire, and we're complaining about, can we wear a mask? Can we not wear a mask? Can we have to be vaccinated? It's just nonsense. It's just nonsense, right? Stop worrying about whose pants are pulled up and start worrying about who's shaking the jar is what I'm telling y'all. So that was the masculine energy today I wanted to talk about, right? Because I have a lot of like testosterone. Like I honestly believe that we do not do any services by calling things like we call things names like toxic masculine energy or that I always get toxic. But some things are just conditioned behaviors and you have to be able to approach it with gentleness, ease, and grace. And I'm going to tell you this, right? I cannot live in your brain. I do not live in your perceived world. I do not know what affects you more than other things. I grew up in a time, this is what, just being honest, I hear, like, I have young nieces and nephews. I have young people in my life of that like Xennial age where they are really involved. So I've got millennial kids and Xennial nieces and nephews, right? And they are like, could be no different. And they talk about this like toxic male energy and all this other stuff, right? So Melanie says culture shock. My father was in his late 50s when I was born. So everything from the 80s when I grew up was a total culture shock for him. It was definitely a struggle. Yes, it was, right? But how much time did you spend arguing over things that made no difference? It could have been spent doing other things together. My dad was the same way. My dad used to, I loved a mini skirt. Like mini skirts were hot stuff, jean mini skirts. Tell me if you had a jean mini skirt. Like tell me if you are a guy watching this, if you like some jean mini skirts, right? Did you like some jean mini skirts? And I used to have like jean jackets with like all the buttons all over them, right? So my dad used to like, why are you wearing all that mess? Going to Spencer's, wasting all that money. And he used to have a big problem with the length of my skirt. And my dad said to me one time, he's like, you're not wearing that out. And I'm like, why not? He's like, you need two hairdos to wear that. It took me like forever to get that joke. And now it's like one of my favorite jokes. Whenever I see somebody with like short shorts on or a short skirt, I'm like, well, she needs two shirts. She needs two hairdos to wear that outfit. But I'm like, not anymore. Everybody's bald. What about that anymore? But yeah, so my dad and I kind of like got over that. I was kind of a tomboy. So the biggest thing for me was just my grandparents, really. And my dad was just like, you're not going to wear short stuff, right? And he did not like, yes, I still have my jean jacket and the buttons. And I was very well endowed. I've had a breast reduction, but I was very chesty. Melanie went to school with me. She knows it, right? I was very chesty. So he was also very conservative with like my neckline. No, I did not have a skirt. Yes, I thought. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like you either like looked at him or and I always looked a lot older. So my dad's biggest concern for me was more of being a little bit more modest in my dress, only because he was trying to protect me from like people thinking I was older and things like that. And you know, here's the thing, like I argued with him the first time that I was like, I'm gonna do what I want, and took a skirt and went out. And I'm gonna be a little real here. I got attention that I didn't want to get, and I'm never going to victim shame, or I'm never going to slut shame. You wear what you want. Nobody has a right to put their hands on you. But I got conditioned early when I did not listen, and I wore something a little bit more plunging, a little bit more up, because I thought I looked good. I know I did. But I got attention that I didn't want and I didn't need at 12 and 13 and 14 years old when I snuck clothes out and wore them out because I looked like I was 18, 19. And but I grew up at a time where people were handsy. They just were. And I was taught how to like maneuver that. And because I do have a lot of like chutzpah, right? Chutzpah. And I have got a lot of testosterone kind of like bravado. I have always handled it to the best of my ability. I've always given it as good as I've taken it. And that probably comes from growing up on a farm and growing up with a mom who was very cognizant about unwanted advances and telling me to stand my ground and never to tolerate it and to always talk out loud about it and all the things. So I 100%, you know, had to give it back and say some things. But I know a lot of talking about the age differences, right? And like talking about like when I hear these kids today in generational and things like that, culture shock, talk about like things that they don't tolerate and things that are just ew and cringy. Like cringy is the favorite word they use. I'm like, that was a Tuesday in my world, right? That was a Tuesday in my world, hearing things like grass on the field, play ball, and old enough to breathe, you know, all that kind of stuff that was just normal that the kids today would like. I mean, you would get like kicked out of school for saying some of the stuff that we just said on a Tuesday at the lunch table because we didn't know any better. But there's evolution in that, right? There's growth in learning that. And I'm very excited about the evolution of it. But versus calling out all this toxic energy or whatever it is, let's take a moment, right, to re-educate. Let's take a moment to say, I understand that this has been the norm forever. I'm not going to treat you like you're like stupid or that you're like whatever. I'm going to have a conversation. Now, if you return a conversation about like, you shouldn't talk about that, it's kind of rude, be respectful, because that's what you kind of have to do to older people, older men, especially because they're like, rah, 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 you know, because it's conditioning. It's conditioning. Just like we have to learn to recondition ourselves to like look in the mirror and say, I love you. Okay, so here's what I was completely confused at some points by the earlier years before my time. My grandma loved the little short skirts and short shorts. At some point in her life, when she was a little older, that was the style for them. No, not in the 50s. Hot pants were in the early 70s. And the short skirts and stuff were in like, I think that was the micro, maybe in the 60s, they had those micro mini skirts and stuff. My mom and dad were born in the 70s, and my grandparents were Appalachia, and they did not go through any of the like, they were just hillbillies. I mean, they were coal mining. You did not wear stuff that was inappropriate kind of people. Yeah. So my dad and my dad was all, yeah, that's at the 60s. The 50s were like the poodle skirts and the pedal pushers and all that. But just like we have to recondition ourselves about like, I love you and you're worth it and giving yourself grace and all of those things, you have to take, and I believe that we have to be examples to the world. Like that's how you raise the vibration of the collective, is by being an example, right? So when my dad says some off the wall bullshit that I'm like, Dad, like even makes me like, and my niece and nephews are like, losing their mind, like boomer. I'm like, calm down. If you're going to call somebody a boomer, then look at what the boomers lived through and look at how they were raised and understand their perspective. I'm not saying that you have to agree with it, but what I am saying is, right, you have to take a deep breath and say, why would you say something like that? Let's talk about it. Let's unpack it and let's teach you. Because most of the time, if you just insult somebody and act like it's going to offend you, then they're going to think that you're just being sensitive, right? And I'm not saying that your feelings don't matter and they should respect that, but not everybody has been conditioned to do that. And if it really matters to you to see a change in the world, when I talk about the power of one, and sometimes that one person is you, but when you have an opportunity to make that one somebody that you can have a conversation with, stop. Think about how you're going to come at them and have a conversation. If it's something that you can educate somebody on. Now, I'm not saying tell somebody to pull their pants up, right? But if you, like I told my husband, like, ask the young gentleman why he's wearing his pants down like that. If it's bothering you that bad and you really think that it's like a whole collective like problem in the world that causes animosity, I really want you to have a conversation and ask him why his pants are down there like that. Well, why would I do that? If it bothers you and you want to see that change, then let's start having the conversation. Well, I'm not going to talk to him about that. Exactly, because it's not important. If you would have a conversation to change the vibration of that entire situation, then it's just you being an asshole, right? Right? It's just you not liking it. It's just your perceived imagining of it. But when my dad says something that's like really like, whoa, Pops, that is not how the world is right now, right? Or how the world should be ever, right? Well, no, it was because people didn't have the opportunity to take a breath and to realize that there's an ascension and there's a raising of the collective vibration, and that we can be more tolerant and more kind and be nicer and not just say it's my way or the highway, and your way is not always the right way or the only way, right? So I say to people, like, okay, Dad, it's like, why would you say that? And I'm going to guarantee you this, right? If I ask you why 3 times, we'll get to the core reason of why it really bothers you. And it's nothing to do with the person, because here's the thing, right? Everything is when you fuss about something else, it is a reflection on something with you. It is not them at all, right? It is not what your opinion of somebody is none of their business, right? But it is projection. If I see something I don't like, it's usually because I see something about me in that I don't like. You don't take, that's what I'm saying. If you look at it, that don't assume, right? Don't take things personally. You have to understand. And it says, and one of the other 4 agreements is to be impeccable with your word, right? And when you say nasty things, even to yourself about somebody or out loud to somebody else about somebody, that is considered black magic, because that is putting bad juju out into the universe. So you should never speak poorly of other people or poorly at all. Now, do we all do it? We all do it. We all do it. We're works in progress, but it's being able to recognize that pattern, stopping it, and then readjusting. When I find myself in that like I call it the good morning. When I find myself in the what is the thing on Bugs Bunny? The little Tasmanian devil, right? He's just going he's just that's like y'all know what I'm talking about. Okay, some thumbs up, some hearts, some ovations, some hell yeah, I know who that is, right? When I find myself in a Tasmanian devil, just devil dusting around the countryside, just pissed about everything, right? I stop. I said, whoa, 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 whoa. Pattern interrupt, right? Today can continue to be the Tasmanian devil, or I can stop how I'm feeling right now, unpack this nonsense, and get my day better. I'm grateful for, and I'll say I'm grateful for the ability to pause. Okay, why am I mad? Because this, well, why didn't it work? I don't know. Why? I don't know. And then I get to the core, right? I get to the core of it. And I'm going to tell you, if you're having one of those days, right? If you're not being impeccable with your word, stop using them. Take a moment, go inside, take a deep breath, right? I can only control what I can control today. I am grateful for my ability to stop and pause. And I'm going to let y'all know something. Find something funny. Tell yourself a funny joke. I'm telling you, gratitude and laughter are the 2 quickest ways to raise your vibration. And I can find gratitude and I can find laughter after I elevate, right? Those are the 2 things. Sometimes I'll stop and look, okay. And I'm not saying that and I'm not saying like every time you get in a bad mood, stop and smoke a bowl. No. Do I do that? Sometimes. Sometimes. But it's no difference in somebody else, in my opinion. It's better than going into the bedroom, right? And opening a pile of pills and taking a prescribed value or a prescribed Klonopin. right? Because the doctors, if you go to the doctor and you said to them, I feel uptight most of the time, I get in these really crappy moods, things irritate me really easy, they will pull out their little pad. Let me find a little pad. Here they go. They will do this, right? They will go, feel this one, feel this one, feel this one. I went to a psychiatrist, a psychologist, and sorry, y'all, little boops. What happened? I was like, woo. Being honest, just what happens in the sweatshirt sometimes. And we have a rule: no bras on. We can make. Good morning, Minnesota. What's happening, Minnesota? I can't see your names. You can give StreamYard permission. But if you go to the doctor and tell them that, they're going to write you a myriad of prescriptions. I went to a psychiatrist because my family doctor was like, here's the deal. I was still having insomnia. I was still having anxiety. She's like, I've given you what I can give you. Let's go see if they can maybe work with you. Have somebody talk to. I'm like, okay, great. So I went and talked to the doctor, and I'm like, blah, 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 blah. He's asking me all these questions. I'm like, nope, 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 nope. He's like, you're very high strung. And you're very obsessive compulsive, because I like line French fries up from longest to shortest. And I was like, yep. He's like, I'm going to give you, he gave me 200 milligrams of Klonopin. 200 milligrams of Trazodone. That's what he told me to take at night. 2 pills, 100 milligrams each of Trazodone. He gave me Valium, 10 milligrams per pill, 10 milligram Valium, 3 per day. That's 30 milligrams of Valium, which was diazepam, per day. Then he gave me 2 milligrams of Klonopin per night. So when I went to bed at night, I took 200 milligrams of Trazodone, 10 milligrams of Valium, and 2 milligrams of Klonopin. And I wondered why I was gaining weight, why I had a constant headache, why I couldn't get up in the morning, why I was eating so much crap, because all those things just wreaked havoc. I was so not even ready to function until like noon because of all those pills they had in me. And nobody blinks an eye when I go to the pharmacy to pick up all those pills. No problem. I said, here's the deal though, doc. I was like, I came here because I talked to my family doctor that these, like in lower doses, these things were not helping me. And I'm aware enough that I thought that you could provide me with some techniques, because I really don't want to use these. Because she wanted to give me Ambien and I refused it. And the doctors, when I refuse medicine, this is what every doctor has said to me. And I'm going to show this. I feel as if Western medicine should be what our body wants than doctors want. I feel as what. Okay, here's the thing. Doctors want to make money off of us. They get paid to keep us coming back. They get paid to keep us coming to their offices. They do not get paid to heal us, which is what they should get paid to do. But here's what I'm going to tell you. Physician, heal thyself. That's what I started to do. When I started taking control of my life, when the doctor told me, well, you must not be too tired if you won't take the sleeping pill. When I went to the doctor before for pain, they were giving me this nerve pain called gabapentin, which has tons of bad side effects. And I refused. Well, you must not be hurting too bad. Dude, I can barely move. I'm hurting so bad. But if I came in here shitting on the floor and you gave me a pill that said you won't shit on the floor, but you'll puke on it, and if you take it and I refuse it, does that mean I'm not shitting all over your floor? I'm like, that 2 + 2 does not equal 8. So stop trying to talk to me like I'm stupid. And when you stand up for yourself with the doctors and you refuse the poison they want to give you, they label you as a kook or somebody who's not really needs whatever. And so I have not been to the doctor in a really long time because of that. And because of that, I really need to go to the doctor because I've got some stuff going on. A patient healed, hell yes, Dennis, a patient healed is a patient lost. And we have the ability to heal ourselves. And now I will use a plant-based medicine. I will use edibles. I will use flower material. I will use tincture. And that's one thing, right? One plant, the cannabis plant. It doesn't give me any side effects other than the giggles and the complete meltdown on lives when I eat too many, that are super fun, and my vibration gets raised super high from laughing so much. And I raise the vibration and everybody watching me when I like trip face and like melt, right? I don't have my liver and my stomach are not trying to break down all of those extra things that go into the pills. I don't have the side effects of all the things that the pills can do. And yet I'm deemed a drug dealer, right? I'm like, I'm not. But CVS is perfectly fine. Walgreens is perfectly fine. And they sell straight up poison. Straight up poison. Now, this is always my disclaimer. I am not a doctor. I do not play one on television. I did not even stay at a Holiday Inn Express last night. I'm telling you what worked for me. What worked for me. And again, it's just like I talked about everything else today. That's the energy and the evolution of it and the discussion. Because 5 years ago, I was the doctor, and 2 years ago, I was the doctor as much as I could be there, taking whatever they would write on a prescription pad for me because I thought I needed it, right? I thought I needed it. Melanie says, that's me right now. I hate it. Trying to come off each one of them and it's one pill at a time, learning new ways to fix the issues that I've given those meds for. So I went from nothing to like 13 pills 2 times a day that robbed me of who I am and how I think. Then there's the horrible side effects. Trying to heal yourself naturally. And that is important. Now, I'm going to tell y'all, if you are on prescribed medications, I had to come off of them slowly, because they do have terrible side effects. And I'm not telling you to stop taking medicine that you need. Like I should be taking, but I'm trying to do it naturally. I should be taking an estrogen pill and a thyroid pill. I've not had insurance in over a year because I work for myself and I'm like, I'm giving it up. I don't care at this point. There's always a sacrifice for some things. And I'm going to go to the free clinic. I'm like, I'll take a little chance over there and get some things done. I'm hoping my husband gets this insurance straight through his work. They keep telling us and then it never happens, but we'll see how that goes. It's all about evolution, right? I did not know that I could do those things. I had to learn. I had to have a conversation with somebody. I had to learn that, again, through breath work, through meditation, through exercise, through diet, through all the things that I do. And that's the thing, right? Maybe a pill is easier. Maybe popping a pill to like increase your metabolism helps you lose weight faster, right? But like the hula dancers, right? Like the hula dancers who were training in the warrior way, they train like warriors. And the easiest way is not always the right way, right? And that's what it goes back to. It's taking time to sometimes going back to the way and the ritual of doing things the way that it was intended to be doing without a shortcut makes a difference in helping you heal yourself, right? It helps in healing the world. Taking things back, there's an evolution on things, but there's also some beautiful simplicity in doing things the old way. And that's what these dancers showed me, right? That even if they're not training to go fight a battle, they're still training like warriors to interpret the dance as warriors. Even though they don't have to go fight out of the halal, they're still training to be able to. So I want you to do this, right? Whether you're a divine masculine or divine feminine, we have both. We are the yin and the yang, the light and the dark, the good and the bad. We are all the things, right? So I want you to breathe in all of the things, right? To embrace all of that which you are. Feel the energy, right? Feel all of the energy, all of your ancestors, all of that energy, all of the things, all of the million lifetimes of information that you have somewhere deep within. You are able to heal yourself the way in which you need to be healed. Maybe you can't lay hands on yourself and do it, but you're going to meet the people that can. You are going to attract and align with the things that are for you. Not everything is for everybody, but the things that are for you are going to come to you. You just have to attract them and align with them and understand that being open and receptive to those things. So today I'm going to ask you to go out, take some deep breaths, enjoy some sunshine, get your feet in the dirt today. This is my prescription for you today. Maybe who has edibles at home, ready to like chow down on some edibles, right? Have yourself a gummy, have yourself a caramel this morning, have yourself a piece of a brownie. Not even a third, but it's a piece because y'all saw what a whole third of a brownie did. Find a moment today to carve out, to go put your feet in the dirt, to stand like a tree. It's what I do. Put my feet, bare feet, into some dirt. Put your feet up. Let the sun's energy fill you up. And say, I am a warrior. That which belongs to me will come to me. That which aligns with me will align with me. Give me the strength and help me to heal myself today. Allow yourself a moment just to silence your mind, and I promise you that which you need will come to your brain. Write it down, journal, do whatever. Have a beautiful, blessed weekend, right? Go out and take care of yourself. Do something fun. I'm going to go out this morning. I'm going to go put my feet in that dirt. Then I'm going to come back in this kitchen, and I'm going to get all the things done that need to be done because it's 10 o'clock. It's time to get started working. All the things ready to bake. I got to make some caramels. I took my 9-year-old grandson to the doctor. Tell us where we got there. He started freaking out. He was having a panic attack. Started doing the breath work. Told him to smell the cake, blow out the candles. He did it. Yes, I love my grandson. I do that with him too. I'm like, they're like, why are you scared? I don't know. Yes, you do. Why are you scared? I don't want to do this. Why don't you want to do this? Because of this. Well, what's wrong with that? Why is that a problem? Because of this. And it gets to the core problem. I'm telling you 3 times. Ask somebody why 3 times. It may not even take 3 times to get to the core reason, but 3 times they'll get to the core reason. I love that. And I'm glad that you're using that, right? So we're going to do something real quick. It's 10:02. I'm going to try to be off here by 10:15 at the latest. It's already an hour and a minute. I didn't mean to do that. We're going to pull a card for the weekend. I thought we need to pull a collective card today. And it's going to be a crystal card. I can feel that it's going to be a crystal card. And then I got to get up and get working. I need to get some sun because I got some belly stuff going on. Some weird stuff going on in my belly. And I think it's just because I'm living off coffee and coffee and cannabis. I gotta take better care of myself. So I might put together some turkey pot pies and that's a jumper. Okay. We're gonna pull that one out. That's not. I don't think that's it though. I think that's for somebody else. All right, let's go ahead and pull out a collective card. Take some deep breaths in. I saw this meditation the other day. It was called a fuck meditation. He's like, I blew out all it was great. I was like, I was for it. I needed it, right? Oops. Okay. It's jumping. Let's do this one. So today's card is Blue Lace Agate, and it's Find Your Calm, right? And I'm not even going to pull the book. I'm going to pull the book in a second, but this card's speaking to me today. Do you see that? The way that stone looks in this, it says Find Your Calm. Look at the flow of the lines. To me, that looks like a waterfall coming off of that stone. That's the immediate feeling that I got invoked with this card. And it's talking about find your calm. And for me, water is calming, right? The flow of the water, just like staying in flow with your energy, it kind of rolls down and like you kind of can watch that and find your calm. And that looks like a waterfall to me. So what I'm going to tell you is this: is find the thing that calms you down, right? And I love that Melanie just said that she did the breath work with her grandson that found his calm. If that's how you find your calm, then do your breath work. But whatever calls you, what calms you down? Like, what is the thing that calms you down? That's my calm too, right? It helps me to calm down. Let's go ahead and see what Blue Lace Agate says, right? Just relax. Don't we all need that, just to relax? The world is filled with stress and frantic Yep. The world is filled with stress and frantic energy. It can be hard to find calm in the storm, right? It can be hard to figure out, to stop fighting each other, to find calm, and to realize the hand that's shaking is the problem. You cannot make this stuff up, right? But when all else fails, just breathe. Tell me that you can, as this is so dead on today, right? When all else fails, just breathe. Stay aware of the signs of the rising stress or anxiety that are unique to you so that you can nip them in the bud. Just like when you see somebody with their pants down or in pajama pants, or maybe they don't fit your standard of what you think they should be, right? Feel it coming and nip it in the bud. Don't even let it take over your thoughts, okay? When you are feeling overwhelmed, take a break and a breath. Just like Melanie said, smell the birthday cake, blow out the candles. Do whatever your mind and body need in order to restore a sense of calm. We just talked about this. Breath work and meditation can bring you back to your natural state of well-being. There's power in stillness and quiet. Tap into that, and don't forget to breathe. So my message today has been to stop and to take a breath, right? Don't let it bother you. Get to the root cause of it. Find your moment. Blue lace agate is pot. Stop and breathe. Feel it coming. Inhale. Inhale the good shit. Exhale the bullshit, right? Core questions. These are great, right? These are great because I talked about this card. It made me feel like a waterfall. I need to find some water this weekend, it looks like. When are you most relaxed? I thought that was my my mail picking up all these orders. Can you de-escalate the feelings of stress and anxiety? What brings you back to calmness? So you're starting to feel like somebody's shaking it up? Stop. Just for the moment. Just for today. We always say just for the moment, just for today, just for right now. So find what brings you back to calm. Here's your affirmation today. So this is a great thing to affirm when you're standing outside in your tree pose, right? Being a big, long tree, being a big, tall tree with your fingertips. My fingertips are up here just like tingling. I show up for life calm and present. Today, when you feel stress coming on, clench your fist in a half ball. Inhale deeply. Release both your hands and your stress. So we can do that right now, right? And do it 3 times. We're gonna show up for life, calm and present today. I can feel it release it from my fingers. Right? We're gonna show up today. We're gonna show up calm. We're going to show up present. We're going to know that all is in divine time. All is well. T-shirts are going on sale today. They're going to go into the order form. Once I get 10 paid for, I'll place the order and we'll get the ball rocking and rolling. I'll get the right sizes. I'm not buying stuff I don't need. I don't have the money because they're expensive, right? $25 a t-shirt. Make sure that you get in there. We're going to order from a local company. Take some time today. Find your calm. Don't forget, Munchie of the Month boxes until the 10th. You can still claim those. If you want pineapple upside down cupcakes, they're on the order form. Get your pre-order in. I'm making those Monday. I will bill out by Monday. It's fine if you got to pay Monday. If you need to make arrangements, let me know if you want them because I need to know before I start making, because I'm not going to make them past today because I don't have any extra pre-orders other than what's already ordered. And I'm not, if I don't get any more, then they're going to come off the menu tonight. So they're coming off the menu tonight once they're pre-ordered. If they're not pre-ordered, I'm not going to, they're a lot of work and a lot of cannabis butter. But I hope that y'all will take advantage because you asked for them. So on that note, go out and have a great Friday. I will see y'all on Sunday for Sunday sermon. And I am here until 3. I'm going to go out and deliver at 3. And then I'm off for the afternoons. If you need something today, you better get it in now. And hopefully you can get it before Monday. Because don't forget, at noon, I don't check the order form anymore until Monday. So on that note, have a beautiful, blessed day. Stay elevated. And don't forget, peace, love, and feast, y'all. Have a good one. Talk to you later.